take a buy from your normal life and devote it to what your job is in the military, and then you return to your civilian life and trying not to miss too many steps in the transition. I think that anyone who has served in the military deserves a step up when they return to civilian life. They should be prioritized for jobs and other benefits that they didn't have while they were serving and deserved once they returned. Another thing that's sort of interesting, it stands out, when I first went to the Naval Justice School in Newport, we were in the BOQ, and my roommate was a priest who was there for the chaplain school. So the first morning, and one of the things they would do when you were first going there was teach you how to put on your insignia and how to dress as an officer, etc. And so I got up and I started to, as a former Army enlisted guy, I started to make my bed. And the priest said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm making my bed." He said, No. We don't do that. We're officers." He said, "We have stewards that come in and make the beds. You're going to try to ruin it for the rest of us? You don't make your bed. Leave it and it'll be taken care of." So I said, "Oh, okay, you get with the program." And then the first day that I was there, when lunchtime came, we would go to the closed mess for lunch. And this is, again, my experience had always been as an enlisted person in the Army. So we went to the closed mess at Newport, and I walked in, and there was a long table with dishes of food along the side there. I remember there was a wine, I don't know what you call them, but there were, two lions with wines coming out of their mouth, a red wine and a white wine. And I said, "What is it? Will we come in? Is there a function going on here?" He said, "No, this is the officers' mess. That's how we eat. You take your food, and then you sit down, and then they'll come over with menus and take an order for additional food. You had to pay for it as an officer. You didn't get free food, but it was like $3 or something, the nominal amount." And that was my introduction to being an officer, and contrasting it with being an enlisted guy at Fort Sill sleeping, with the tarantulas in a pup tent. And now that I'm thinking about it, I remember I had to meet some Marine lawyer to discuss something or other on the Marine side of the building. And I was told on which level to meet this guy. And I went down there, and the room was a big room, and it looked like almost a library. There were rows of stacks, and there were like charts lining the stacks. So I met the guy, and we talked about whatever we were going to discuss. And then I said to him, "By the way, what is this place? What are all these things?" And he said, "These are the personnel files of Marines who were killed or wounded in Vietnam." And I was taken aback. There were so many of them, length and lengths of stacks. And that brought home to me the severity of the goings on and what sacrifices were being made. And this is just the Marine Corps, never mind the Army or the other services. So I continued doing my reserve duty. And then after about 10 or 12 years, the Navy was running into some budgetary issues, and they defunded their reserve lawyer program. So we would no longer be paid to do any active duty for training. We couldn't get even travel allowance or per diem or anything. You had to sort of do it on your own ticket. I just couldn't afford to do that anymore. I had starting a law practice. I had by that time, a young child. We had 2 more after that. So I said, I'm going to go inactive. I didn't resign the commission. I just went inactive. And at that point, I had been promoted to lieutenant commander, which is the equivalent of a major in the other services, and that's pretty much my story.